Chat, here we go. The final matchup today. Dralii and Loreley. Both these two losing in their first rounds, but they could still win the tournament. In fact, I think we saw players lose in the first round and win the tournament in both of the previous ProDrops 1v1s. So these guys might have a better chance to win the tournament than even the players we saw win in the early rounds. So one of these two, or I believe it was OSM and Dark, who lost in the first rounds of the other group. One of those four will be the winner. Which one do you think it is? I think if I had to pick out of any of them, it might be Dralii, but I don't know. Loreley looking good at this start. Rawas looks invincible. Rawas is looking really good in ones. Did he go 6-0 today? Hopefully, I think by the time I've uploaded videos for this and stuff, you should have seen everything that's gone on, especially since this one happened in a round before. But Rawas looking like one of the better 1v1 players in the world right now. It's going to be fun to have him in the fall 5K cross regional. He is collecting 1v1 wins right now. Dralii going to get his first goal. Your Prime is available again. Hey, but you already have a sub to this channel, so make sure to use your Prime on somebody that could potentially receive it. Dralii air dribble, can't protect it despite having the reset. Loreley, he wants people to try and pressure him on his back wall. He is so fast out of his half. He wants you to think that you can stick with him. Dralii missing this one. Now Loreley, reset, can't 50. Is he going to be able to win this race to his corner boost? He is, and he actually escapes the Dralii demo as well. Dralii 50 and an open net now. This is the way you can punish somebody who's moving a bit too quick. Loreley rolls off the ball as he side flips into it, and that pops him out of position. Dralii, tight angle, left available. Can't find it. Loreley hasn't come off of being supersonic for this entire game. Full field dribble from Dralii. This is his most exciting type of offense. He is capable of almost anything. He's going to try and go for a really long distance bump, and that was wildly greedy and will certainly get him scored on. I wonder if Dralii's worked on the pogo very much, because I feel like that bounce could have benefited from a pogo. I'm starting to see all the places where the pogo is effective. You know, I think Dark goes to his pogo intentionally, but I feel like now that I've seen the pogo used to high effect, I'm starting to notice where it's the best choice. You know what I mean? I don't think that the meta will convert to using the pogo as much as Dark does, but there's tons of times where the way the dribble works out, it would be best to just drop pogo and then play the bounce. And I think we'll see it show up in 1v1s more often. There on Dralii's take, I feel like he probably could have pogoed. Fastest pogo in the world. Did Dark hit a crazy pogo in one of his earlier games? Did he pogo shoot it? Did it come off the bounce? As you were talking about Dralii's pogo? Oh, well, Dralii didn't pogo at all. I'm saying he maybe could have. It might have made things better for him. Nice shot from Loreley. This is just classic Loreley. All speed and benefiting from the speed. Dark versus Arsenal was nutty. Yeah, Dark versus the top echelon of players can be less exciting just because I think Those players are so good at every other part of the game. They're able to stop Dark from getting to his clips very often, and he doesn't convert them at a rate that leads to a game win. But if you put him up against some of the non-top tenors, he beats them, and in the craziest fashion possible. So it's always very interesting to watch. Everybody wants to tune in to see all the crazy clips he gets in the process. And if he ever gets to a point where he can start holding off the best defenders as well and converts on all of the silly things that I think he actually has a tough time with compared to his pogos and whatnot, you know, that'll be incredible. Dralii 6-3. The speed once again pays off as he pops this ball off the wall, and he's quicker to it than Dralii is. It was as his car was coming up from the bounce, and he hit it behind OSM without a flip. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Dralii bounce dribble does not juke Dralii out. He's able to get the save. Where's Dralii from? He is from Canada and lives in Morocco. But I think he's lived in Morocco long enough to maybe identify more as Moroccan than Canadian. Dralii actually almost had this read, trying to intercept it high. Dralii dunk, not able to get an 8th, but certainly as he continues to press on offense, he is icing out this game. Every moment not spent scoring a goal for Dralii is a moment wasted here, down 4. Didn't he beat Joyez? Dark did beat Joyez. That is his one big win. But he also beat Joyez in a show match, which, looking back now, I would at first tell you show matches, you know, they're very representative, but then you just see Joyez playing a tournament, and he's a different beast. You know, I don't think Dark's beating Joyez in a tournament setting, but you do got to give him credit for the show match win.
Day number 2.
Dralii looking like his speedy self, and he continue to outpace Dralii as the series goes on. Is betting after game 1 better because one player may not be informed? Normally, when the mods are on their game, you cannot bet much past the first few moments of the game, maybe the first goal of the game. Then they'll close out the bets. But I guess in theory, if they're going to leave them open, betting at the very last moment, right before someone wins the series, would be the best time to bet. Dralii cannot get the redirect in the midfield. Dralii's going to rush the ball to a wall to air dribble, but he's not taking it. Didn't like the setup. So just dropping it to where Dralii can now be relevant and is actually going to get a carry. We didn't see a ton of flicks in the previous series, and it looks like we're not going to see a ton of flicks here either. Dralii gets nothing on his flick. Might be able to keep... Oh, no, he won't. He's just going to get scored on. Dralii escapes and gets his first goal. Dralii was thinking about making a play. You can see the way he's turning left and right. It's like, how am I going to turn around and make a play on this ball? Well, what he needed to do was leave, and leave immediately. Dralii was setting up that strong counterattack. Dralii cannot shoot over the top of Dralii this time. Dralii in and out of his net. Almost a bit too far. Dralii taken off the map. Dralii doesn't have any boost to work with, though, so it is going to be a slow setup for him. Dralii electing not to fully dive. Let Dralii get the ball on top of his car, but he just drops it down. And really gets absolutely nothing out of open field possession. Nice demo. This has got to be it. Great first touch. And the finish gives him the lead. Let's say Dralii is the favorite, but game one he plays bad. Can have better predictions maybe? Wait, what do you mean? The predictions, you just start at the beginning and everybody just guesses and it figures itself out. Nice slot. Good catch by Dralii. Dralii with 23 boost. Likes not to go up and make a play on the ball, instead going for the corner and gets caught out. You make your predictions based on facts, and the fact is that Dralii will win. Well, good to have faith. Dralii's looked really good though. I would say not just because Dralii is up 1-0 and up in this game, but he has looked like the better player. How old are they? Dralii is 16 or 15. Not sure if he's 16 yet, but I think he will be 16 by the time he's supposed to be in Canada and capable of playing RLCS. Dralii, probably a bit older. Not sure exactly. Kickoff goal for Dralii. Yeah, the prediction balances itself naturally. Say one player is obviously going to win. Everybody puts all their points on them. Then they get less if they're correct. And the people who are willing to risk it on the underdog are going to get a ton more if they end up being correct. Dralii is still 15. Okay. Good to know. Might have a scoring chance here, yeah. Gets the ball up. Dralii was only going to be able to cover everything low. So this backflip takeaway capitalizes on Dralii not being able to keep pace. As he flew underneath the ball. Dralii is 19. There you go. Dralii, air dribble that he immediately lost control of. Too far in front of him, so he's forced to take it down to the ground and go for a 50, which actually did a decent job of. Dralii now has Dralii on the back wall, decides not to use his flip towards the ball. Instead, pushes himself down to the ground to enable him to win this 50 and stay in control. Didn't really win it, but they at least got enough on it. That Dralii was not the one to take it on offense, but Dralii has it now. Soft touch. You know he's going for that reset. The 50. Dralii keeps it out. Brick wall from him on the goal line right now. Dralii just left the right side of the net open. You could tell just by the way he swung wide that Dralii was going to be shooting far post. That there was not likely going to be any way for Dralii to stop him. Dralii bounce off the ground, resets over the top of Dralii. Slow arcing shot, doesn't look like there's anything to worry about until gets that extra speed that is just about impossible to react to. Dralii trying to look top right. Dralii can make that save without committing very hard, since he can hang out on the back wall all up until the moment that the ball is at the goal. The late kickoff from Dralii. It's going to end up with him having a possession at midfield. This flick is super weak, but not the end of the world. She managed to stick around it. You know, a misplay like that, you would think should result in getting scored on, but the way it's set up, he is still around. Now another double jump pop. Dralii is having to make these crazy goal line saves. He's not going to be able to steal his own corner. So Dralii has all the 100 on the map. Doesn't mean Lorley's going to back down. He just made a poor first touch. He's got to cut underneath it to gain the control of the ball, and that flick is off the post. This has to go in. It will. 12 seconds. Can Dralii find his way back into this game in the final moments? Or is Lorley going to go up 2-0? Delay kickoff again for Dralii. Worked out well. Adds him 100 boost. Lorley's just going to chip the ball and say, I better get one more save. Dralii, air dribble. Is going to go reset. No, he goes 50. Keeps it up. Dralii. An amazing finish to regulation in game number 2. Lorley just needed to get it down to the ground, but he could not only not do that, but he couldn't keep it out of the net either. Overtime. Crucial kickoff for both these players. Dralii won the past couple, but I would say Lorley wins this one. He looks to control it. Wall to air dribble. Pushes it away from himself and wins the game. Dralii worked his way all the way back, but it will be Lorley who finishes it off with the win. Dralii just doesn't seem worried about rushing back to net, not using any of the boost that he had a ton of. And he ends up recovering a bit late. Just redirects the ball into the net. Lorley needs one more. Dralii's going to need 3 straight. Game number 3. Lorley and Dralii. Dralii, very, very impressive end to regulation. Had to fight back, give himself even a chance, but couldn't win the final kickoff is really what it came down to. Lorley won it and converted on it. In fact, everybody in the final minute was converting on the kickoffs that they won. Just Dralii was the one winning them. The final one was Lorley's. Dralii with an immediate lead. Good to see that on the board, but it's not going to be on the board for very long. Lorley just getting goal side, and Dralii looks like he's trying to push it through the diagonal. As long as Lorley is fast enough, the end result should be what we just saw. Him sending it off the sidewall and into the net. Dralii, great shots. The kickoff conversion is so high between both these guys right now. This time it's a Dralii win into a wall to air dribble. And the reset is just too clean, too well timed. Right when Lorley is forced to commit to the earlier arc. And it's going to be another kickoff conversion. My goodness. 2-2. We are on pace for a ridiculously high-scoring game. The late kickoff for Dralii. He's trying to end the madness. And it looks like the madness just might be ended because Dralii gets all the boost, but Lorley gets the first couple touches, which is a fairly neutral exchange. Assuming Lorley's able to make it back, Dralii flicks way too high. And Lorley finally able to gain control after a kickoff that didn't go his way, something neither one of these guys have been able to do. It's an air dribble, it's a reset, it's too late, and Lorley actually didn't even look like he was trying to recover. I swear he just stared at his controller there for a second, and had he not done that, he might have been able to get back. But maybe it was just slow reaction timing. Not something that I would say Lorley has very often though, so light kickoff this time for Lorley, maybe trying to counter that wave dash kickoff for Dralii. Dralii catch and flick. Flicks have not been working today for anybody on my stream. Dralii's had a couple crisp ones, but he sent them too high. Lorley now into an air dribble. Dralii pre-jumped it, and the pinch is saved. Lorley could have followed that up. He could have gotten the immediate read, but it would have been a real impossible read to make. Dralii readed out that second touch, and he knew he was getting scored on if he didn't finish it, but thought he had that angle. You use your last bit of boost, flip at the ball in order to try and send it to net there. It needs to be in. Has to be in. Because otherwise, there's nothing you can do about the counterattack. Nice touch from Dralii. Conversion on kickoff still incredibly high. This time it'll come from a soft touch from Dralii to set up his air dribble. Very impressive play. Dralii gets another one. Another kickoff converted. 2 minutes in, 5-3. Dralii on pace for 12, 15 goals, something like that. Dralii able to score a fourth. I mean, these two fought over possession for a moment. It's not quite a kickoff goal, but it comes shortly after it was decided which one of them was going to have control of the ball. Dralii just, I don't know if he's lagging out or just misses a second input on his jump, but he just flies away from the play. Dralii takes his free goal. Way too strong of a touch from Dralii off the wall. Dralii now. His air dribble is immediately pre-jumped. And Dralii counterattack this. Not right away. He actually is going to go for it. Dralii's done this a few times now, where as he preps in net, he swings so far out of the play. I mean, this side flip just takes him way out. He realizes it's not even worth trying. You see him turning back for a second. He's like, I already messed up. I'm not getting back to that. And it all comes down to Dralii needing to prioritize those saves, maybe over grabbing the boost. I have to assume that's what the plan was for that side flip out towards the wall. Dralii's going to score right back. This is insane. 6-6 with 2 minutes left to go. It's not often you see both players get into the double digits, but we almost should expect that, the way this game is going. Dralii hiding behind the ball, electing to cut it into Lorley's corner, as he couldn't find anything to shoot with. Now he's going to go from a wall to air dribble. Takes it to the ground. Lorley recognizes and tries his best to break it up. Couldn't do so on the first touch, but does on the second, and should have the game-leading goal as he gets a double off the back wall before Dralii can recover. Dralii delay, sends the ball straight to the ceiling, and he doesn't get the shot on the air roll. Dralii is going to get the shot. After all that work, Dralii save off the post. Dralii just lobbing it high on the back wall in order to make Dralii sweat. And it does force him to use all his boost, carrying this one away, and the pre-flip doesn't do it. Dralii gets an 8. Dralii, how close was he here? Was he trying to bump or maybe just get in front of Dralii, but the timing does not work out. Reddles, thank you for the raid, man. For the 480 viewers. Appreciate having you guys here. We are watching the ProDrops AMENA 1v1 Invitational, Asia, Middle East, and North Africa. We got Dralii representing Turkey and Dralii representing Morocco. Right now, Dralii on the verge of a 3-0 sweep. You hear from Reddle's stream. Every follow on the stream in the next month or so is going to add $1 to the prize pool of a tournament I'm running at the end of the year. If that sounds interesting to you. Not, no worries. 30 seconds. Dralii needs to hold on. Dralii, his resets cannot be used for a bump. Dralii escapes, undercuts Dralii, and likely ices out the game. 6-9. It's going to take some miraculous kickoffs for Dralii. He did it in the previous game. Is he willing to do it here? We saw him waiting and skipping the replay Thought there was maybe a chance we could see a GG's from him, but he decides to try and find a way through. Laurelii, every touch brings us closer to the end of the game. 12 seconds. Laurelii swings wide. Does leave a window open for Dralii and then goes in and out of his net, which is just crazy behavior from him, if you ask me. He could have gotten this save much easier, and even a single touch here would have guaranteed the game was over. But with 8 seconds left, in trouble. Delayed kickoff from Dralii, read by Laurelii. Able to get just enough underneath it. That will end the game. It'll be a 3-0 for Laurelii. He moves on to face Clears tomorrow for a chance to make it into the top 4 and into the money. Dralii, unfortunately, out 0-2. His tournament run ends here.